Welcome to Mindful Objective, the podcast where we take a root cause integrative approach to health that's practical, personalized, and grounded in how your body actually works. I'm your host, Dr. Daniel Sproul, integrative health practitioner and professor. Today's episode's all about your questions, real, thoughtful ones sent in from listeners around the country. So these aren't random symptoms of your body, these are patterns. And when you start looking at those patterns through an integrative lens, the body makes more sense. As always, this podcast for educational purposes only. We do not diagnose, treat, or cure any illness or disease. Let's get started. Listener question number 1, Amanda, 36 from Texas. Every time I stand up, even just from the couch, I get dizzy. Like a wave of lightheadedness hits me. It passes in a few seconds, but it becomes a daily thing. My doctor said my blood pressure is normal, but something still feels off. What should I test? Hello, Amanda. That sensation could be linked to hypotension, which is a temporary drop in blood pressure upon standing. So even if standard readings look normal, your body may be struggling with adrenal regulation, hydration, or electrolyte balance. A good place to start would be a cortisol test or a Dutch complete panel to assess your cortisol patterns and adrenal function throughout the day. You might also look at your electrolyte markers. So those would be sodium, potassium, chloride, magnesium. We could get this from a comprehensive metabolic panel. In some cases, a drop in aldosterone, it's a hormone that helps retain sodium, contributes to this issue, especially if you're under chronic stress. To support this naturally, ensure that you're consuming enough salt, so not just water. And consider electrolyte powder without added sugar. There's many out there that contain tons of sugar or really high in sodium, so you have to watch out for that. Some people also find using licorice root extract, again, under medical supervision. This may help support cortisol recycling. As always, review these test results and supplement strategies with your practitioner. Listener question number 2. Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm 29 and I struggle with acne since I was a teenager. It's not just hormonal breakouts. My cheeks and chin stay inflamed almost a month. I've tried going dairy-free. I eat clean and I've worked on my gut with probiotics. But I never had a practitioner really investigate what's going on. I want to know what functional labs would help me understand if there's something deeper behind the skin issues. And are there any nutrients or herbs that actually help long term? Yes, persistent acne often tied to hormone imbalances, liver detox efficiency, and gut health. First, a Dutch complete hormone test can reveal if elevated androgens like DHEA or testosterone, poor estrogen metabolism, or low progesterone. These imbalances can drive breakouts, especially around the jawline and cheeks. Next, I would suggest is a GI map or GIFX stool test. This can show whether your microbiome is imbalanced or pathogens like Candida are contributing. Lastly, consider organic acid tests. We harp on this one a lot. It's a great test. It evaluates detox, nutrient levels, and yeast markers in one urine sample. So nice and easy at-home test. For nutrients, zinc supports skin healing and may help regulate different kind of production. For nutrients, zinc supports healing and may help regulate sebum production. DIM can assist the estrogen detox if needed. Burdock root, milk thistle, and dandelion are commonly used to support liver's natural filtering functions. While no supplement treats acne, targeted support can help your body rebalance. Again, always consult a licensed practitioner before starting a new protocol. Listener question number 3. This is Dan, cool name, 52 out of Sacramento. What are the best supplements to help with restless legs at night? I'm not on medication for it and I like to avoid going that route if I can. Hello, Dan. Cool name, like I said. Restless legs sensations are often tied to imbalances in minerals, neurotransmitters, or it could be your circulation. For starters, it may help to look into magnesium RBC test, as serum magnesium doesn't reflect long-term status. Low iron, specifically ferritin, below 70 nanograms per milliliter is also commonly linked to restless legs, even if you're not anemic. So if your levels are low, iron supplements paired with vitamin C can be considered, but should only be used after testing and under supervision. Magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate are often preferred forms to support muscle relaxation and sleep. Some people benefit from L-tyrosine to support dopamine production or vitamin B6 and folate in a methylated version, or vitamin B6 and folate if methylation is sluggish. Also consider screening for candida or gut dysbiosis which can interfere with your mineral absorption. Keep in mind these are supportive nutrients, not treatments, so be sure to speak with a qualified practitioner. So, listener question number 4. This is Julia, 41, from Miami. My 10-year-old daughter has been dealing with nausea almost every morning before school. We've done all the usual labs and imaging. Everything is normal. She eats fairly well and isn't constipated. This has been going on for months. Could it be food sensitivities or something emotional? How would I even start to investigate this from a functional integrative view? It's a good question. Sorry your daughter's going through this. Chronic nausea in children, especially when standard labs are clear, often underlying causes like food sensitivities, it could be microbial imbalances, or again, those emotional stressors. One functional approach would be a stool test that screens for H. pylori, low digestive enzymes, gut inflammation, and beneficial versus harmful bacteria. These can affect digestion and nervous system regulation. Another one you may consider is a food sensitivity panel to identify delayed food reactions. I know we talk about that one a lot. Common culprits include gluten, dairy, eggs, additives, and processed foods. Emotional factors are important too, especially nowadays. School-related anxiety and nervous system dysregulation can absolutely manifest as nausea. For support, a kid-friendly probiotic, chewable digestive enzymes, or calming herbal blend with chamomile and lemon balm may gently soothe symptoms while you investigate the root causes. As always, work with a pediatric provider for more specifics if you're working on that medical side. Listener question number 5. I'm Michelle, 34. I'm from Boston. I'm losing a lot of hair, like way more than normal daily shed. My ponytail feels thinner and I see it all over the floor. I eat pretty clean, no major stress recently, and I'm not postpartum. Where should I even start? Hello, Michelle. Hair loss can result from nutrient deficiencies, thyroid issues, stress, or hormone shifts, even if they're subtle. Start to run thyroid panel with antibodies such as TSH, free T3, free T4, TPO, TG. Ferritin, ideal levels of hair support are at least 70. Vitamin D, zinc, and B12. Testosterone, DHEA, and estrogen. And you could always reach out to us to run these labs too. The Dutch Complete test gives insight to hormone balance and conversion pathways, especially if DHTA is high. So if you lost a lot of weight recently or under eating, that can contribute also to hair thinning. Nutrients to consider would be methylated B complex. Again, we always go for those methylated vitamins. Zinc picolinate, iron if your ferritin is low, and biotin. That's another great one. Herbs like saw palmetto may support DHT modulation, but always, again, work with a practitioner. Listener question number 6. This is Tyrell, 59, from Chicago. Can you really lower your blood pressure naturally without medication, or is that just height? Well, Tyrell, many people see improvements in blood pressure with lifestyle and nutritional interventions. Very common, and a lot of people go that route. Many people see improvements in blood pressure with lifestyle and nutritional interventions, but it's important to approach it safely and under medical supervision. Some common factors that influence blood pressure include magnesium deficiencies, high cortisol. This could be linked to stress or poor sleep, insulin resistance or high blood sugar, low potassium, or another one would be dehydration. You may benefit from testing for RBC magnesium, fasting insulin and glucose, and doing cortisol rhythm test like a Dutch or a saliva panel. So supportive strategies include magnesium glycinate or taurate, CoQ10, about 100, 200 milligrams daily, hibiscus or hawthorn tea, deep breathing or RHV biofeedback for nervous system support, and another one would be to address your kidneys. Make sure your kidneys are working properly. These nutrients and lifestyle changes may help support your body's ability to regulate blood pressure. And if you're already on medication or had cardiovascular concerns, work with your healthcare provider first. Question number 7, Marcus from Portland. I've been eating well and working out 4 to 5 days a week, but my weight won't budge. I don't even cheat. It's incredibly frustrating. I'm 42, have a desk job, and mostly eat whole foods. What test would tell me why my body seems stuck? Another good question, Marcus. This is common when weight plateaus, despite doing everything right, often points to internal imbalances. So you want to consider running that hormone test. We would like to check your cortisol, DHEA, estrogen, thyroid conversion markers. Again, a comprehensive thyroid panel, that'd be a good one. Fasting insulin and leptin. The GI map or OAT test to assess gut dysfunction and mitochondria blocks. So high cortisol, then you have poor thyroid conversion such as T4 to T3, or sluggish mitochondria can all slow fat loss. Elevated leptin and insulin prevent your body from accessing stored fat efficiently, even if calories are restricted. Supplements that may help if appropriate to you would include berberine for insulin sensitivity. That's a good one to try. Carnitine for fat metabolism, and androgens like a rhodiola. It's a good one. Also, ensure you're not chronically undereating. This is a common one, right? Eat for energy. People need to eat more. This can suppress your metabolic rate. Partnering one of us practitioners can get you on the right path. So now on to the next one. This is Tanya, 28, from Denver, Colorado. For years, I had dry, cracked lips, especially around the corners. I tried every balm, ointment out there. It's just not dryness. It's like something is missing internally. Could it be a nutrient deficiency or a digestive issue? Yes, persistent cracking, especially around a corner, can be linked to nutrient deficiencies or poor nutrient absorption. Common culprits would be vitamin B2, vitamin B6. That's why we always suggest a B complex, beneficial for this. Iron, so check your iron levels, your ferritin levels. Zinc would be another good one to take. So these are essential for skin repair, and low levels can result in poor intake, chronic stress, and gut malabsorption. A micronutrient panel or organic acid test can help identify functional deficiencies. It's also possible that you have candida overgrowth in the mouth or gut. This can contribute, especially with the white coating on the tongue or sugar cravings. If that's expected, a stool test or organic acid test would be a good place to start. Supplementing again with a methylated B complex, zinc, picolinate, and iron if your ferritin's low may help. But always work with a practitioner, get you on the right path. And another one too, if it comes down to you using any kind of a lip balm or anything, Aquaphor. The Aquaphor is a great product for your lips. So listener question number 9. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm 47. She's from Seattle. I've been taking ashwagandha for about 6 months to help with anxiety and energy. It helped at first, but now I'm not sure if it's working or if it stopped. Can you take adaptogens long term, or do they lose effectiveness? Adaptogens like ashwagandha, rhodiola, and holy basil are commonly used to support body stress response, but they aren't always meant for indefinite use. Long-term use may lead to diminishing returns, and that may be what you're seeing there. So depending on your individual biochemistry and current stress load, each of these things matter. While they're generally safe, it's often recommended to psychoadaptogens. Take them 6 to 12 weeks, then take a 1 to 2 week break. This helps avoid receptor fatigue and lets you monitor whether they're still beneficial to your body. If you no longer feel noticeable effect or feel tired, wired, or emotionally flat, that's a sign to reassess if you need these. Consider again that Dutch test or 4-point cortisol panel to understand your stress hormone patterns. For some, adaptogens may need to be swapped out for other types based on the time, symptom pattern, or nervous system response. Again, that's why we say work with a practitioner. We guide you along that path. On to the next one. Listener question number 10. This is Michelle, 38, from San Diego. My 6-year-old son has extreme sugar cravings. He eats balanced meals, but if he doesn't get something sweet, he has emotional outburst. I've noticed more irritability and mood swings lately too. Is this just a behavioral phase, or could this be something gut-related going on? Well, strong sugar cravings, especially when paired with irritability, can sometimes point to candida overgrowth or gut dysbiosis. These are two fairly common ones. In children, imbalance in gut flora can impact mood, cravings, and even behavioral due to the gut-brain connection. So test to consider is that GI map stool test. You can use this to identify yeast, bacteria, and enzyme function. Another one we always say is organic acid test, stool test. It's non-invasive urine test, and it detects yeast markers. Supportive strategies might include sugar elimination trial. I know it's going to be tough. Introducing high-quality children's probiotic and focusing on high-protein, fiber-rich meals to balance blood sugar. Herbs or antifungals should never be used without professional guidance, especially in children. And this is a tough one when it comes to changing child's diets, right? It's hard because a lot of our kids are very specific on what they like to eat, and they don't eat outside that box. Some of us adults do, but yeah, it's very hard with children. So cravings may be linked to mineral imbalances like low chromium or magnesium. A pediatric provider with integrative training can help rule this out. But again, here at Mindful Objective, we can run a lot of these tests. Listener question number 11. Hi, I'm Jonah. I'm 35. Jonah's from Philadelphia. Every time I eat certain restaurants, usually sushi places or cafes, I break out in hives a few hours later. I've ruled out food allergies. Could it be a histamine intolerance? If so, how would I know and what could I do about it? This could very well be a histamine intolerance, which occurs when your body can't break down histamines properly. It's not an allergy, but rather a threshold issue. When histamines accumulate beyond what your body can process, symptoms like hives, headaches, and digestive upset can occur. You could test for DAO enzyme activity. This is a blood test, DAO. Histamine levels. These are not always reliable, though. Mast cell markers like tyrosine and chromogranin A. You'd have to get this through a provider. We could also test these too. High histamine foods like fermented items, aged cheese, leftovers, vinegar, wine, and sushi grade fish, especially if not ultra fresh, could cause issues. To support histamine metabolism, try low histamine diet short term. Consider a DAO enzyme supplement with histamine heavy meals. Quercetin and vitamin C can help stabilize mast cell naturally. Identifying root causes, gut dysfunction, or slow methylation is key to long term resolution. Again, feel free to reach out to one of our practitioners to work on these histamine issues to get best results. Better to lab test, see what you are on paper, and adjust from there. Listener question number 12. Alyssa from New York. I'm 44 and my periods have changed dramatically. They're lighter, sometimes just spotting. I used to have heavy cycles. Now I'm getting older. Could this be perimenopause? Should I be testing my hormones now or just ride it out? Yes, Alyssa. Lighter regular periods in your 40s are a common part of perimenopause, but testing your hormones can offer valuable insight to how your body's transitioning. You don't need to write it out blindly, right? Start with that Dutch or hormone test. Track your estrogen and progesterone patterns, androgens like DHEA and testosterone. We got to understand your cortisol rhythm. It'd be good to also see your methylation and detox markers. You should also check your thyroid panel, as thyroid function often changes with perimenopause. So if your estrogen is dropping but cortisol is high, you may feel wired, anxious, and also fatigued. Low progesterone can cause sleep changes or mood swings, even with light bleeding. So natural support options include maca, Videx, and seed cycling, but it's critical to personalize your plan. So tracking hormone levels gives you the power to respond instead of just coping. That's why we always say it's important to lab test. If you have any questions or need any of that lab testing, do not hesitate to reach out. Mindful Objective. Listener question number 13, and we have 14 of them today. So this is listener question number 13. Hi, I'm Brian, 50. He says, I wake up like clockwork at 2 or 3 in the morning almost every night. I fall asleep fine, but once I'm up, I'm wide awake. Could this be a blood sugar related or hormonal? I tried melatonin and magnesium, but they haven't helped. Yes, Brian. So frequent waking at the same time each night often points to blood sugar dips. It could also be cortisol spikes or liver detox stress. The 2 to 3 a.m. window is when the liver is the most active based on traditional Chinese medicine. And also when your cortisol may spike if glucose drops. So tests we could do here is cortisol rhythm panels. We could do a saliva or Dutch test. Fasting glucose, insulin, and A1C. Liver enzymes, right? Check the ALT, AST, GGD, GGT. To support blood sugar overnight, try a light protein fat snack before bed, like nut butter or collagen. Those are both supplements to explore if appropriate for you. Magnesium glycinate or threonate. Another one would be glycine or taurine, right? You can use that for detox and to calm yourself. So be cautious with melatonin. I know that's the first go-to for a lot of people. It's not always effective in the middle of the night waking, and it may disrupt your natural cycle. So it's always best to test first, then tailor your needs based on that. And if you need any help with that, do not hesitate to reach out. Listener question number 14. This is Karen, 39, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. How do I know if I actually need digestive enzymes? I do not have major stomach pain, but I feel bloated after meals, and sometimes I see food particles in my stool. I'm not sure if this is normal or if I should be taking something. Signs like bloating and undigested food and stool, gas, or feeling overly full after meals often, even if there's no outright pain, you could be having these digestive issues. A stool test like GI map and GIFX, which tells if your pancreas is producing enough enzymes. You may also consider a gallbladder liver function panel if fat digestion seems impaired, right? Floating stools or greasy appearance. A poor digestion can limit nutrient absorption. This can lead to fatigue and inflammation. A broad spectrum digestive enzyme like protease, lipase may offer short term relief for you. A broad spectrum digestive enzyme may offer short term relief. If you had your gallbladder removed, an enzyme with ox bile can be especially helpful to you. So enzymes support digestion but aren't a fix-all, right? Use them with meals and reassess periodically. Long term, aim to identify what's stressing your gut or pancreas in the first place. Again, work with a provider to rebuild function from the inside out. Let's lab test. Let's understand what that gut is doing. We could do that by that organic acid test or that stool test. So reach out if you do want to run any of those labs. Again, mindfulobjective.com. That wraps up the special listener question and answer episode at Mindful Objective. Today we explored 14 in-depth questions covering from hormone shifts to gut health to unexplained symptoms that often go ignored by a lot of people. Reminder, this podcast for informational purposes only does not constitute medical advice. Nothing discussed is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any illness or disease. And always consult with a healthcare provider before making health decisions or change your routine. So just know that these aren't minor complaints, right? These are your body's early warning symptoms. We preach this all the time. Your body's trying to tell you something. You got to start listening. And when you understand what those signals really mean, you're no longer guessing. You're guiding your health journey with clarity and no confusion. So if today's episode helped you connect the dots or spark a new question, share it with someone you care about. Chances are they're wondering about the same thing or just haven't had the words to express it yet. So want your question featured on Mindful Objective on this listener question and answer? Be sure to visit mindfulobjective.com/podcast. Again, that's mindfulobjective.com/podcast. Feel free to submit your question. Be sure to also follow us on social media at Mindful Objective. So until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and keep tuning in to those signals your body's sending you. Stay well.